as well. Good morning and welcome everyone to our Be the Change call. Today is April the 9th and I'm so excited to welcome on our special guest today, Mr. Anil Gupta. When I look at his incredible bio, it just lights up the page, to be honest, because he's a man who has done a TEDx talk on going from suicide to success, which says a lot. And he's also the creator of the happiness formula that we're really excited to hear about today. He's a mover and shaker with the very best all around the world. He's got incredible photos with all kinds of thought leaders and change makers. And I was pretty starstruck when he said, I would love to be part of that call that you're doing. That sounds like me. So thank you again for being here, all the way from Florida. So it's 7 o'clock there. And I just love, first of all, we always do what are we grateful for on the Be the Change call. And so I'll kick off there. And I'd love to see everyone in the chat box. And Anil has also said that he'd love this for the second part of our time to be interactive, to take some questions that we'll have time for as well, which it's always my favorite part of the call. Yeah. And so, when you think of, your life's purpose and what you love and why you're here, when I read your Facebook, profile and Instagram, I always love our guests to share their own story because it's better coming from you. Take it away. Thank you.
Yeah. So, my aim for this call is that you have a greater love for yourself and a greater love for other people, and that you learn some methodologies that will make you live a richer, happier life. So really it all started in 2008. I was on the verge of suicide. I wouldn't eat with the knife just in case I did something stupid. And I wouldn't walk up a flight of stairs or look over a tall building, because all it takes is 10 seconds of stupidity to do something very, very silly that you would absolutely regret and would cause a lot of pain. So I somehow got invited to a private event with Tony Robbins, and I had several interventions. The first intervention was with his brother-in-law Scotty, then Sage, then Scotty, and then eventually Sage said, you need to put your hand up, and Tony will pick on you. So I'm not putting my hand up. I was so concerned what other people thought. Eventually I did, and he did an intervention on me. And it came to the point where I had to tell my wife. I said, honey, there's something I need to tell you. And she looked up and said, what is it? And I said, look, we've lost everything, the house, the cars, the money, college fund, everything. And then she looked up at me, she smiled at me and gave me a big hug. And I said, why are you smiling? She said, honey, I knew something was wrong. Your behavior was very erratic. I thought you were dying from cancer. I don't care about the money as long as I'm with you. I thought, wow, I wasn't expecting that. So really, guys, and from that, I started speaking. I did events for 6 people, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 10,000 people. But that would have never have happened if I didn't go through that adversity. And I know a lot of people are going through adversity right now. And remember, adversity is your friend. It's not what happens in life, it's who you become. And if you know that adversity is going to come, and it'll come again, you won't be caught unawares. You can say to yourself, I knew this was happening. I am bigger than this. I can handle this. I always have, I always will. And today is my day to shine. And from this, I developed a happiness formula, which I'd love to share with you guys. Happiness equals G cubed. The first G is you have to give. Your time, your energy, your love, your commitment, your joy, your gift, your money. Give it away, but you have to give it away without wanting anything in return. A lot of people are looking for a thank you or some sort of return on their investment, so to speak. But that's never fulfilling. So give, not wanting anything in return. And a beautiful thing happened. When I started to give authentically, all my pain and suffering disappeared. And in that moment, I felt great. And it became addictive, so I kept on doing it. The second G is you have to be grateful for what you have and don't focus on what you don't have. So everybody, if you pull out your hands, they're at the end of your arms. Look at them. When was the last time you thanked them? They've done everything for you, but we take them for granted. It's the small things that are the big things: your teeth, your eyes, your hair, your health. Be grateful for what you have and don't worry about what you don't have. And the third G is this: you have to grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. Now, so let's make this a little bit interactive. Who has got a concern or is not as happy as they could be or usually are? You know, put your hand up. Okay, so Julie, could you get on the call? So the question I ask you is this: today, which is your lowest G? Give, grow, or gratitude? Julie, can you hear me? Is that Julie?
Hey, Julie. That is Julie. Can you hear us, Julie? Maybe not.
Okay, so who else has got, who's not as happy as they usually are?
Here's Jody. I'll unmute you, Jody. Go ahead.
Okay, so Jody.
Hello.
What? Fantastic, how are you?
Good, thanks.
What is your lowest G today? Is it giving, is it growing, is it gratitude?
I would say probably gratitude.
Okay, yeah. Good. All right. So let me ask you a question. What are you grateful for right now? Give me 5 things.
My children.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Being in my home, having a place to live.
Good. What else?
Having money in the bank.
You have money in the bank?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What else?
My family, being on this call, having a tribe of people that I can count on, my health.
What
yeah.
else?
Myself.
So yeah.
Myself, I guess I'm grateful that, you know, I have myself to count on.
Good. So could I help you here?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is a muscle that needs to be exercised more strongly.
Okay.
So with practice, as you do this, you'll find that it's easier and easier and easier. So for your homework and anyone else that has gratitude as the lowest G, I'd like you to write down 50 things you're grateful for. Okay. At first, you may think that's a lot, but you know, your eyes, your teeth, your hair, your skin, your friendships, the seat you're sitting on, air conditioning, the sunshine that's coming through the window, a window, the curtains, you know, your children, your car, electricity, water, clean water. You know, did you poop today? Or yesterday? Or this week? Did you poop this week? Yeah, so pooping, you know, you can be grateful for pooping because some people can't. So as you do this list, notice how you feel. It's a muscle that if you practice every day, it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger, easier and easier and easier. How many kids do you have?
2.
Yeah. Do you remember the day they were born?
Yes.
Okay. If this was the only thought you have for the rest of your life, would you live a joyous life or a sad life?
A joyous life.
Yeah. So what you focus on is what you get. So if you focus on, I don't have, as opposed to, oh my God, I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this. Notice how you feel, because as human beings, we do everything for one reason, for the feeling it gives us. Now, what would happen if you could create any feeling without anything happening? What would happen?
You could live a pretty empowered, amazing life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would actually get to run your life instead of life running you.
Wow.
Really. You would take control. You would be in charge. And this is what we do as human beings. We stack the bad stuff on top of each other, and we're really good at that. That's a really great muscle. But if you write down a list of 10 magical moments, you know, the day your kids were born and the other beautiful stuff, and then anytime you have a sad moment, stack the good stuff. What you focus on is what you get. This is your life. You get to run it however you like. So you could decide today, that's it, I'm in charge. It's my life. I choose how I run it. I choose how I live it. I will not react. I will respond. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Good. Now, thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's someone who's going to make an immediate impact in her life just by changing one thing and doing one thing. So gratitude is a big part of life. Who's got giving as one of their lowest G's? If you work at the lowest G, so Kate, so you have living as your lowest G. Would you like to get on?
Yeah, it actually used to be like growing up before kids and everything. It really used to be something really high on my list. I was always giving and giving and giving, and then a few years ago when I went through some grief, I feel like after sort of that, I haven't been as a giving a person. I feel like I'm always thinking about myself, and I'm very self-driven. And it's sort of a realization I've actually had in the last couple of weeks that I've really lost that. Feel like I've, disconnected from that ability to just sit with someone and be with someone.
Okay. Do you have kids? Is that one of them?
Great.
Okay. Hey. So, are you not giving every day to them?
Yes, I am.
What are you giving to them every day?
I'm giving them friendship, I'm giving them boundaries, I'm giving them love, food.
What else are you giving them?
A home.
What else?
I would give them lots of joy and we live at the beach, so we give them lots of play.
Yeah. So, have you really lost that connection with giving?
No. But yeah, okay.
You don't have to do anything specific when you give. It doesn't matter about that. You're giving every day to your kids. You're giving them love, security, a beautiful place to live. Your love, your energy, your vibrancy, your compassion, your love, your peace. You're giving them that every single day. You get that?
Yeah. I think because I think of my kids as myself, I wasn't including that.
No, they're totally different. No. How does that feel?
Yeah, good, because it really affected me, thinking that I had slowly become maybe selfish when I didn't have time for other people in the way that I used to.
Yeah. Your number one priority is what?
My family.
No, you. Remember, if the oxygen mask comes down on a plane, you have to look after you first. Look after yourself first so that you can be a great mother, a great daughter, a great wife.
Mm.
You know, if you smile at someone and say thank you, that's giving. If you have a
Yeah.
great thought, it's giving. You're a lean, mean giving machine. Yes?
Yeah.
Good. So remember, you're a giver already. There's no disconnect. This is your life. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing that. So
Thank
who's
you.
got the lowest G as grow? Emotional, physical, spiritual, or mental growth? Who's got that as a lowest G right now? It's normally the emotional growth. Someone who's perhaps not as emotionally strong as they used to be, or not emotionally strong as they were yesterday. That was me, by the way, this morning, because I woke up and I was just stacking all the bad stuff. And I had to ask myself, Anil, what the hell's going on? You're the happiness guy. What's going on? And I had to go through the process. What's my lowest G? Is it give, grow, gratitude? I said, Anil, it's grow and it's emotional. What are you doing? But you know, it's okay to be that way. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad, as long as you don't live in that world all the time. So I broke it down, and it was like emotional growth. So I started stacking the good stuff. You know, I focused on my gift, my ability to help people, my kindness, my joy. You know, how I measure a man's wealth is not how much money he has, but how much does he have left when you take away all his possessions? How kind is he? How generous is he? How playful is he? How generous is he? How happy is he? How centered is he? So if you take away all your possessions, what you have left, that is your wealth. So who's got grow as the lowest G right now? Anyone? Okay, so give, grow, gratitude. If you focus on those 3 Gs, you will transform your life, because at any given time, one of those 3 Gs will always be below the rest. Just focus on those 3 Gs, give, grow, gratitude. So who's got some parenting questions that they'd like to ask? I've got some really great tips on parenting. Or any questions at all. I want to be able to serve you.
They're all so quiet. They're never this quiet, Anil. Here's my husband, James. He's like, I've got
I'm
one.
sitting on the couch. I got like 1,000 questions. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, brother. How are you?
I'll go back to the G's, and if I think of mine, I think grow. I just get worn out growing sometimes.
Okay, cool.
I'm like, really? More growth? Wow.
Okay, so give me an example.
You know, we got business. You know, there's emotional growth to, you know, be like better. Like we've done Robins, right? So I got can I in my brain, and I want to be a better person, more have more emotional mastery. You know, can't I just, you know, like be lazy and me and just, you know, semi-unshaved and not doing a whole lot?
Okay, I will give you one sentence that will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
I'm recording.
Okay. Imagine that you lived a life where there was nothing missing, there was nothing wrong, there was nowhere to get to, and you were already there. What would that give you?
Well, I feel very calm thinking of that, so I don't know if that would give me peace, but I'll be honest, that sounds nice. All right, okay, that could be good for a little while, but I don't know, for a little while.
You see, a lot of people are trying to get somewhere. They think there's something missing. They think there's something wrong. When all you have to do is to be, just to be in the now. When you're in the now, there is no past, there is no future, there is. And it's okay. Otherwise, you're running around, not going to serve you, not going to make you happy.
So I've got more questions now. That's a long. You're very good at the pause, aren't you?
Probably because I don't know what to say.
So then, in effect, to grow could be to slow down. That could be the growth that, all right, you know, I've grown to a point where I can accept, you know, myself, my circumstances, my surrounds, my achievements in this moment. And that's, and being able to come back to that is growth.
Yeah. So I'd like you to look at Linda.
Like this. She's pretty, isn't she?
There you go. In that moment, nothing else existed.
No.
Yeah. This isn't rocket science. This is not rocket science, but again, it's a muscle that we all have to develop. Me too. You know, I get upset, I get annoyed, I get frustrated. It's okay, but don't live in that world. But just realize this is your life. You can choose how you run it. You can choose how you live it. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, but choose powerfully.
All right.
You know, the other day I grew a beard and I shaved half of it off. And people say, why did you do that? Because I can. I don't care what other people think of me. That's another big thing, you know. In my work, I teach people, look, what other people think of you is none of your business. None of us are that important. Don't be a football of other people's opinions.
That's a big one.
That's not easy to do. So
it's not easy to do.
So when you catch yourself thinking, or what will they think, or how am I being perceived? I guess catching yourself is a starting point. What then, or how do you catch yourself, or have you got some? I like bullet points. Give me that.
Okay. So awareness is the master discipline. You cannot be joyful. You cannot be in love. You cannot be successful without awareness. So awareness gives you clarity. Clarity gives you focus. Focus gives you action. Action gives you results. Results gives you momentum, and momentum gives you everything. So the question people ask is, how do I gain awareness? So you could have a post-it note here on your computer to remind you to be aware. You could have your phone ding you every 4 hours to remind you to be aware. You could have an elastic band on your wrist to remind you to be aware. A beautiful thing happens. You will become aware of being aware. And that's just that muscle working. So that's the secret. Awareness. You cannot do anything without awareness.
Do you remember, James?
I like that.
Years ago.
Sounds like it's going to be funny on me.
James sat
I've got on my
next to...
desk, by the way. Look at that. So they don't know what that is. It's going on my wrist.
There you go.
There you go. It's my new thing.
Remember the story I'm about to tell? He sat next to a really interesting guy at dinner, and he said, this guy was so interesting. You know, he's super successful. He's this and this and that. And James, this was 15 years ago.
I vaguely remember. You know, my memory is.
And then he basically said what you said. Like the secret is to life is seeing exactly what's in front of you and being grateful in the moment. Wake up. And so he gave you a piece of paper that said chicken or something on it. It was so random.
That's what she just whispered to me.
What
she just whispered.
It's like this. So he would carry around this post-it note with chicken in his car.
He wrote, "I'm going to write you something. It's the most profound word you'll ever get, and you're going to carry this with you forever." I'm like, "Oh wow, man! I'm all ears. This is like better than like this is it." And we were in a conference room in America somewhere, so it wasn't some like on top of the temple moment. But he wrote chicken, and I've opened it, and I'm like, "Buddy, I'm not that clever. I don't understand this." And so he went on to explain that it doesn't matter what the word is. It's about having a trigger to have the awareness. So I did. I carried that little tiny scrap of paper with chicken on it with me forever.
There you go.
Every now and then I'd find it and it would remind me. So
you could carry a chicken for your rest of life. I promise you'll always remember.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I'm not so sure.
You won't have any friends, but
no. Well, I don't care about them because I'm not an emotional football anymore. Right? Bad luck. It's my chicken. Get your own chicken. Right?
So someone was asking me, it's awareness gives you clarity. Clarity gives you focus. Focus gives you action. Action gives you results. Results gives you momentum.
Momentum's the game. That's the...
So, if you start using these tools, Einstein said the greatest force on this earth was compounding interest. He was actually wrong. The greatest force on this planet is compounding. So if you start giving, you start growing, you start being grateful, you start being present, you start being joyful, you start taking control of your life, this all compounds over a week, a month, a year. And then all of a sudden, you're in a totally different place. Small incremental growth, small incremental giving, small incremental gratitude, and doing the other things will create massive change.
I love that. And someone has just asked, and I love this, Ange has asked, how do you start teaching your kids this stuff? And then she's answered with a great answer for herself, but we'd love to hear.
Okay, I have the most amazing exercise you can do, okay? So you sit around the dinner table. So, so imagine James. I want you to be the child, and Linda, you be the wife. Okay.
Goodness, this is.
I'm good at being the wife.
This is definitely an often frequented situation in our household.
He morphs into a child.
Righto.
Okay. So, Linda,
Yes.
What did you do today that you were not thanked for?
Working in our business.
So I want to thank you for doing that, for providing us, an income source, a roof over our heads. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you, Linda. So James, how would you thank her?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome.
You do often say thank you.
All right. Now, James, what did you do today that you were not thanked for?
I was kind in how I spoke to people.
Okay. James, that's such a beautiful thing that you do, and I see that you do it on a regular basis. Every time I see it, it fills my heart. Thank you, brother.
Oh, wow. It's a big thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So Linda, thank you.
Thank you for always being kind in your words.
Okay, so then it'll be my turn. Next question is, what act of kindness did you see today, Linda?
I saw our middle daughter making breakfast for her younger brother.
Okay, great. James?
I saw our children just loving their puppies, their dogs, just unconditionally.
Fantastic. Next question is, what act of kindness did you perform today?
What have I done already?
You arranged this call.
Yeah, yeah,
See how easy that is?
yes.
Okay. James?
What act of kindness? I came behind people and helped them out without them even knowing.
Fantastic.
Made their life
Question.
easier.
Yeah. Next question is, what are you grateful for?
Oh, I'm grateful for our beautiful house. Great place to be in staycation.
So guys, remember this, you're not quarantined, you're on staycation. We had this conversation just before we went on air. James?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
Being able to have, even do this, just to do this.
Yeah.
Just have this conversation with these people, everyone on.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, we never know the impact we have on people. People will always remember how you made them feel. There are two types of people. The first one, they make you happy when they enter the room, and the other people make you happy when they leave the room. That's it. It's so simple. Okay. So the next question is, what did you see? What did you notice today? Linda, what did you see? What did you notice?
I noticed that the day feels very calm.
Okay. So if you noticed her, when I asked that question, she started to think. She had to find a solution. I didn't ask her, did you? I said, what did you? Okay. When you ask these questions with the kids, ask the kids, what's great about today? They have to answer you in a positive light. James.
What's great? What did I notice? Well, I've already done a photo of it. Well, I noticed Linda and you chatting, and just before the call started, and I could sort of feel and see her energy there, and I could hear your voice even though I wasn't looking at the screen. So I took a photo of that.
Beautiful.
I like that.
So one day I would ask my son, and he said, Dad, I noticed you came and picked me up from school. Not every parent comes, and not every child wants to be seen with the parent. And I said, son, I will always come and pick you up, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are. And I will always give you a hug and a kiss. And if anyone ever says anything to you, all you have to do is say this: my dad loves me. If you teach your kids how to handle situations, you're giving them a great gift. And another time my daughter said, Dad, I'm having a problem at school. This is what you want them to tell you. Great, let's fix it. And the last question is there anything you want to talk about? Now, the beautiful thing about this exercise is tomorrow, Linda, you would lead the meeting, the exercise. Next day, James, you would lead the exercise. So my kids were 7 and 9 at the time. So imagine a 7-year-old leading a meeting, an exercise. They have to be a leader. They have to be aware. They have to be respectful. Their level of awareness is very much higher than anything else, anybody else around them. They become public speakers. They have a great deal of confidence. You can even do this in your workplace. Change the questions around a little bit. But I promise you, this one exercise will change your family's dynamic.
They're beautiful questions, aren't they? Because, for a long, long time, we've had some questions that we got from Tony on our mirror, and, what are you excited about, and what are you grateful for? And they were good questions, but these are another layer of gratitude that is just, it's beautiful. And I guess that's, especially with your children, if we can teach them that, because they're not drawn to that. That's their, I feel that's their innate center.
Yeah.
is to be grateful and loving.
And
So
you know,
we shine
if you
light
do
on.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you do this exercise at the beginning, it might be a little bit awkward. That's fine. I've coached people from the age of 5 upwards to do this exercise. So it doesn't have to be so rigid and formal. It can be quite playful.
Yes.
You know, don't put any significance or seriousness around it. Be playful. And if someone doesn't remember, you can always remind them, hey, do you remember seeing so-and-so do that? Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. You know, that's one act of kindness. Oh, I didn't notice. Next time they will.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I love that. We do the gratitude game, and it's quick. And some days we really sit in there and it's longer. But this is so many different. It's very, very powerful. For what haven't you been thanked for today? That's very.
Yeah.
I definitely felt a different moment of emotion and presence there. That was very, very powerful. What a gift you've given us. Thank you. And there's one more. If we've got time for one more, a few more questions, Anil. Do you have any help for kids who are bullied at school? I think this is such an important topic.
So, Kate, can she come on the line?
Yeah. Kate, I'll unmute you. Unmute. And pin. For some reason, it's not allowing me to unmute you at the moment. Unmute. Pin. There you are.
There we go.
Okay.
Hi.
So who's being bullied at school?
My daughter.
Okay, how old is she?
She is almost 8.
Okay, and what conversations do you have around that?
Lots. They range from that it really doesn't have anything to do with you. It's something that, you know, I try to spin it that they obviously, there's something sad in their life to make them say those mean things to you. And then we just try to send them love, but it's hard every day because it is constant, and she doesn't understand why it happens, and I don't have the answers really confidently for her, but we just try to have the conversation around that, that we, you know, I don't know why it happened, but there's something that must be sad in their life. So just as long as you stay kind and true to yourself, that's all that matters.
Okay. Okay, so when does it happen?
On lunch break.
Okay, and how does it happen on lunch break? Why? What's the circumstance that it happens?
Struggles finding kids to play with.
Who does?
My daughter.
Okay, and why is that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so what you need to do is put a system in place where she doesn't get into contact with those bullies. Yeah, put her in a position where there's no way that she can get in contact with them. And if there's no proximity, there's no way that they could be influencing her. Yeah, maybe if do you have school dinners and home dinners?
What do you mean? Sorry?
In the UK, we would have school dinners, but some people would bring their own lunch.
Yeah, they get a packed lunch every day.
Okay, so maybe you can teach her where to sit separately away from these other people. So all you have to do is put systems in places, but you have to encourage her to come up with her own solution. And obviously you've spoken to the teachers, but have you been powerful with the teachers?
We were last year. We had a moment where I went into school and was quite was pretty powerful that they had to go and sort it out that day, and they did, and then but that sort of happened towards the end of the year. I think I probably took too long to get to that point. We just had lots of phone conversations, and
Okay.
and then it
So
started again this year.
Yeah. So what I would do is go there and make a formal written complaint and say, look, I'm making a formal written complaint. If anything ever happens, I will be holding you liable because I have warned you, and this is unacceptable. There should not be any bullying in any school. And if there is, and you're aware of it, you should stop it immediately. What systems are you going to put in place today to prevent this? Today, I want you to put a system in place. Be unstoppable. Someone is hurting your daughter. How dare they do that to your daughter? How dare they? Do you get that?
Yeah,
No one does
yeah,
that
definitely.
No one does that to your daughter. No one, ever. Be unstoppable. She needs someone to stand up for her. Don't worry what other people think of you. You have to stand up. You have to be unstoppable. You have to be a force for greatness. You have to be there for her. Now, my son had a few problems, and I wouldn't tolerate it. I said, look, this isn't acceptable to me. It's not acceptable to my son. What are you going to do about it today? Not, are you going to do something? Do not ask, are you going to do something? What are you going to do about it today? I will make formal complaints. I will come here every single day. I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this.
And I love that. I think it's a powerful reminder for us. Sometimes we're full of nicety and we forget. Sometimes we need to be a very big, loud advocate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want you to be so amazing that you cannot be ignored. We all have a duty to protect ourselves. We all have a duty to protect our kids, even more so. We have to be unstoppable when it comes to our kids' safety and their love and enjoyment and happiness, because this is going to have a big impact on her when she grows up, in her relationships, everything. So when would now be a good time to start? Now.
I love that. And maybe one last question, because it's been such a common theme through a lot of these calls, is coming back to, you know, we talk about mindfulness, we talk about awareness, we talk about gratitude. Self-love is at the, you know, it's so much of the essence of what we forget about and get away from and come back to. Certainly been you know, one of the biggest journeys for me in my life. And now that I'm in my mid-40s, I feel like it's easier. It's getting easier and easier. I would love to know, obviously, when you were suicidal at that absolute rock bottom, suicide to happiness now, you went on a huge journey there. What could you share with us, please, about the, you know, that journey back to self and truth and self-love, and how you keep that? Like, you woke up this morning not feeling like a happiness superhero. What are some of those? Yeah, I'm often the same. So, you know, I need to get to that place, and I know my rituals. What could you share with us about your rituals and how you developed that muscle?
So forgiveness is the express pathway to freedom. The quality of your life is dependent on the depth and authenticity of the forgiveness you extend to yourself and to others. You know, does anyone have an issue about self-love here, about worthiness? Let's do a one-to-one. Who's going to volunteer? Forgiveness is the express pathway to freedom. The quality of our life is dependent on the depth and authenticity of the forgiveness we extend to ourselves and to others. So who's got an issue around worthiness or self-love? We can do a one-to-one. If no one volunteers, Linda, I'll do it with you. You're a quiet audience. Are you sure you're from Australia, you guys?
Oh.
Okay, Galaxy S9. Okay, you ready? Galaxy? You coming on? I think they're still muted. There you go. Are you on video?
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where are you?
I'm here.
Great.
Rosie.
So, okay, Rosie. You have something on your face?
Oh, could be breakfast.
It's a smile.
All right, that's good. I'm like, awkward.
Okay, what's the big issue? Self-worth or self-love?
It's probably maybe self-worth. I'm kind of like, or maybe self-love. I'm not really one to shine bright on things, so I kind of like to do things behind the scenes.
Okay, so the issue, self-worth and self-love are really very close. So, can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, imagine that's a $100 note. Okay?
Okay.
How much is it worth?
$100.
Okay, I want you to say to this, you're stupid, you're a failure, you're not good enough.
You're stupid, you're a failure, you're not good enough.
How much is it worth?
$100.
You will never succeed.
You will never succeed.
How much is it worth?
$100.
You will never shine.
You will never shine.
You must not shine.
You must not shine.
How much is it worth?
$100.
You are not good enough. You're not deserving. How much is it worth?
$100.
No one loves you. You're unlovable. How much is it worth?
$100.
So no matter what you say to that note, it always retains its value. And you're the same. No matter what happens to you, your value will never change. You are always worthy. You are always valuable.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head.
And with this $100 note, I can give it to Mary and buy $100 worth of goods. Mary can give it to Celine, the same note, and give it to Celine to buy another $100 worth. The same note can give it to Deanne and buy another $100 worth of goods. The same note can give it to Amber.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So in fact, that $100 note is quite priceless. You are priceless. Visualize and repeat after me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost your audio a little. It's gone a little crackly.
Can you hear me?
Something's maybe not plugged in properly, or something's.
Who are plugged in? Me?
That's
That's
better.
it.
That's better. Don't move.
Like
Can
a
you hear me?
constant feedback.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so close your eyes and repeat after me. It's my life.
It's my life.
I choose how I run it.
I choose how I run it.
I choose how I live it.
I choose how I live it.
I choose freedom.
I choose freedom.
I choose peace.
I choose peace.
I choose tranquility.
I choose tranquility.
Now I'm in charge.
Now I'm in charge.
I choose love.
I choose love.
I am love.
I am love.
I love me.
I love me.
I love me.
I love you.
I love me.
Sorry, a bit windy. I love me.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
It's not about me.
It's not about me.
It's about the difference I make.
It's about the difference I make.
I make a difference.
I make a difference.
It's time
It's time
to let go
to let go
of the past.
of the past.
There is no past.
There is no past.
There's only the now.
There is only the now.
There is only the now.
There is only the now.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
I am free.
I am free.
Free to make a difference.
Free to make a difference.
Free to serve.
Free to serve.
Free to love.
Free to love.
I am good enough.
I am good enough.
I deserve this.
I deserve this.
I truly deserve this.
I truly deserve this.
I am love.
I am love.
I am peace.
I am peace.
I'm ready to shine.
I'm ready to shine.
It's okay to shine.
It's okay to shine.
I love me.
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 How does that feel?
A lot more calming.
Yes.
Yeah. More peaceful.
Yes.
Mm.
This is your life. Seize it. Take control.
Yep.
Somebody else loves you here too on the chat.
That's good. Spread the love.
There you go. Was that useful?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep repeating that. Keep repeating that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
That was incredibly powerful. Thank you so much, Anil. Is this something that, you know, we could, even if I, you know, edit this back somehow and write out those questions, or maybe you have those questions already?
I do.
The statements you do. Would you be willing to share those with us? Because this,
Sure.
you know, I love this group. They do want to grow. They're ready to do that work. It's the most important work of our life.
Happy to do that.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, we're almost at the top of the hour. We've covered so much. It's been really incredibly beautiful, and the open hearts and stories and courage of everyone who showed up today. It's always guided and blessed, but I just feel it was so easy. It was really, really very elegant and very easy today. It was just being part of, I could feel the love here, and you created such a beautiful space for us.
No,
So
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Where do we find you? How do we help how do we be part of the change that you want to create?
You know, if you could give me some social love, I would appreciate that. I'll send you my Instagram and Facebook. If you could share some of my content, some of my videos, some of my memes, that sort of stuff, that would be greatly appreciated, because my mission is I'm dedicating the rest of my life to serving people. So any social media help would be greatly appreciated. And then, you know, as I said before, we never know the impact we have on other people. Just by touching one person, he could touch 1 million or billion people. So, you know, because of what happened in 2008, I really see that it's not about us, it's about the difference that we make.
Yes.
So I will send you my social media stuff.
Yes. And turning that, when you said at the very start of the call, adversity is our friend. You know, it's here to serve us. It's here to grow us. It's life happening for us, not to us. And you've taken that pain, you know, into the power, the mess into the message. And everyone else that may be experiencing this kind of pain, like there's been some really beautiful ladies who showed us their heart today, that are in some pain. And I really feel that you gave a guiding light of, you know, this is perfect, and keep moving forward, because this pain will transform, it will transmute into something else. We had an amazing call with Dr. John Amaral, you know, earlier last week, and that's what that call was about, to those feelings, to how to transmute them and utilize that energy instead of locking it up and stuffing it down. So all of this is coming together beautifully. I can't thank you enough. I'm going to put you on gallery view. We've got many more tuning in live on Facebook, which is really exciting. So please share there as well. I've got people asking me, can they share? I think the more we share this beautiful message, the better. But if you could all join me in giving wild hugs, kisses, waves, and thanks to Anil. We're grateful that you showed up for us today. Thank you, my friend, very much.
Before I go, I just wanted to share one last thing.
Please.
What is the greatest gift you can give your kids? Okay, I'll tell you. The greatest gift you can give your kids is this. Give them the ability to handle life by throwing adversity at them that they can reasonably handle. Don't make it easy for your kids. Do not bring up entitled kids. Give them adversity, throw adversity at them so that they grow and have the ability to handle life by themselves. That's the greatest gift you can give your kids.
Beautiful, great reminder, because we want to protect them. We want cotton wool for them. Great reminder for us today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We so love and appreciate you all showing up. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.